Hello, everyone, and welcome to what's probably unfortunately going to have to be a very quick review of Seabound, the newest NinjaGo season. I've kind of put off doing this a little bit. I kind of wanted to do it Friday, the day of the actual season finale, but that didn't happen. I tried to get it done over the weekend for upload like earlier today on Monday, the 3rd of May, but my computer has been a little wonky the last couple days because, you go to install some updates and then it just acts all sluggish and stuff for like a week, so it was very annoying. So I'm going to have to probably keep this brief, so I apologize for that because, there's a lot, this season there's a lot to talk about, so like I said, I'm going to have to probably keep it brief, but there will be, like major spoilers here, so if you have not seen Seabound, if you've not seen season 14, 15, whatever you want to call it of Ninjago, the Nia Focus season, leave, because if you stick around, I've warned you, you're going to get spoiled. So, yeah, this is a top 3 season. I am kind of surprised by how amazing this was. I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't really realize how good it was going to be. This is top tier Ninjago. There's a couple things that I think could have maybe been done better to make the season better, but overall, it's really, really strong. Kalmar is a great villain. He's maybe not that nuanced, but he's very charismatic. He works well. Overall, he's just executed very well. The focus on Nia is great. I love that we got to see Rei and Maya again after the last time we saw them was all the way back in Hands of Time. And just a lot of great little character moments. And this is, like I said, just diving right into the spoilers. This is the first season to make me cry because Nia's dead. Sort of, kind of. I mean, she's not dead, but Nia as we knew her is gone. And I'm not really sure we're going to get her back anytime soon. I think, judging by just a guess of what I'm thinking that they're gonna do. I think next season is maybe gonna be Jay focused and him coming to terms with it, and then they're gonna wait a while. I think Nia will come back, and she may not really rejoin the team, but she'll maybe be back in somewhat of a more permanent fixture. But I think they're going to wait a while before they do that. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm thinking as of right now. Just that last episode was heartbreaking. I mean, based on all the other videos I've done on this channel, if you've watched those, you know that Nia is one of my favorite characters. She always has been from the very beginning. So for her to finally get a season and then that to happen, it was heartbreaking. It was done really, really well, and I'm really glad that she got that moment in the spotlight. But oh man, I've almost not wanted to do this review because of just everything and how it turned out, and it just man, it gutted me. I didn't bawl, but I cried. I shed several tears because man, that ending, and then just. I think what also made it hit really hard is the kind of echoes to Skybound, where that's people point out on Twitter, which is great, and one of the reasons why I think Skybound may still be my favorite season because it has a happy ending. It's like, I really like happy endings, and this didn't necessarily have a happy ending. It was a fantastic ending, it just wasn't happy, so I think I'm going to rank Skybound just a little higher just because of that, but this is still top 3 for me. At this point, I think it may be interchangeable with Sons of Garmadon for me, but that echo to Skybound where Nia says, I don't want my destiny set for me. I want to make my own choices and stuff. However that quote goes when she's in the lighthouse with Jay, and she got her wish, which is your wish is yours to keep. Another callback to Sky. I mean, they don't say that, but I mean, I'm saying that. So, I mean, she got her wish. She got to go out on her own terms, and she saved all of her friends and Ninjago. And so that was really awesome that they managed to do that, and it wasn't, and she didn't just straight up die, and it was, she sacrificed herself. She had a purpose to do so. And then, but what so that was sad enough. It's like, oh, it was done so well. I'm sad. But then what really made it hit hard was then they're going to have the service at the monastery. And Cole and Jay are walking through the hallways, and Jay doesn't think anyone's going to show up. He says, he asked Cole if Dareth and Skylar got the message that they were gonna be there, and Cole says, "Yeah, I'm sure they got the message. I'm sure they're gonna be here." And then they open up the doors, and it's like half the city showed up. The Elemental Masters and Cyrus Borg were like the only people I did not spot in that crowd. And well, Skylar was there; she's an Elemental Master, but like Griffin Turner, Karlov, those guys, they were not there. And I understand Borg not being there because it's like, you have to go up all the stairs to get there, and him in the wheelchair, maybe not completely doable. I'm sure Pixel could have flown him up or something. So I understand him not being there. Elemental Masters, I also understand them not being there because they would have to make new assets. They already made a new asset for Skylar, who hasn't appeared since Hunted, and has not appeared in the Wild Brain era yet. So they made a new asset for her. There were new assets for Ed and Edna, which, so they were at the funeral for their daughter-in-law. Just, sadness all around. And then he has, all the different people that showed up. Unagami, Milton Dyer were there. Dareth was there. Ronan was there. Ronan, you saw, he was standing right next to the commissioner. So I wonder if the commissioner let him out of jail very temporarily. It was, on the, I'm going to be with you every step of the way. But yes, you can come to this. So Ronan and the commissioner were there. Clutch Powers was there, which made some people mad because this is partially his fault for stealing the thing to begin with. Now I'm losing the name of the gem, whatever, the amulet. There we go. It's too emotional. I can't remember the name of that stupid amulet. For him stealing the amulet, because it's like, I was sort of that is not like one of my few complaints but it ended up being ironed out because they go back to the Island of the Keepers, and Nia's saying, no, we need to get this thing off the island because they have weapons that you've never seen before. And I'm like, so I'm kind of sitting there, I'm going, well, hold on, but isn't the island where they've kept it safe for 1,000 years or so probably the best place for it because they've got all these defenses in place and stuff? But then as it turns out, Clutch Powers stole it anyway, so my argument was kind of invalid. So it's like, okay, now Clutch stole it, so maybe their defenses weren't that great anyway, so never mind. I'm going to rescind my complaint. so that was kind of funny. But all the people that showed up for Nia's funeral, it just broke my heart. And and Wu, and that speech that Wu gave was so well written because he never referred to her as the girl, which I think a lesser show probably would have done. He called her a friend, an inventor, the original Samurai X, and most importantly, the Elemental Master of Water, or Water Ninja, however he exactly put it. I was a little busy crying. I couldn't completely understand all of what he was saying, but it was just so well done. And this is one of those. This is one of those times where I say that I'm not going to get any more Ninjago sets, but now I think I have to get more Ninjago sets. I'm definitely, I think, going to get the Water Dragon. I don't have room for it. I have no idea where I'm going to put it on my shelf, but I have to get that Water Dragon set because it comes with Kalmar and Nia, and it's like, I kind of wish that instead of coming with Zane, it came with Jay, but whatever. It's like, so they're going to have the three. You have Kalmar, you have Nia, you have Jay, so you can have current era Jaya or whatever, especially but it's Nia in her water form, and it's like so I think I'm definitely gonna have to get that. But so yeah, I really like this season. That's probably really all I have to say about this season in terms of the content that we got. It was just really good, and I really enjoyed it. Now, that's really all I have to say about the season in terms of the content we got. But now I do have a little bit of a rant to go on here, and I was really contemplating on whether or not to make this a separate video, but it ties in with the season review as a whole and everything, so I decided to save it because we were about midway through these episodes, and I was kind of thinking to myself about this. I'm like, I kind of want to make a separate video on this, but nah, I think it'd tie in better with the season review. So, as much as I love this season, I do have one big problem with it, and that it has nothing to do with the actual season itself. Like I said, the content we got was near perfect. The fight scenes, the story, the character, everything was so good. Animation was amazing, but the season did irk me. To no fault of the season, nor the writers, but why did we get this season in April? What the heck, Lego? And I know it's not even really Lego's fault. It's, it's the stupid distributors. So we got the island in, what was it, March? We got the island in March. Yeah, I think that's right. I need to go back and look at when I posted my review because that'd tell me. So we got the island in March. That was the special for the first half of this year in terms of Ninjago sets that came out. And honestly, it came out sort of at a good time, for the French and then English releasing like Canada or whatever it was. It came out honestly at a good time because that was about the time that the sets were realistically hitting store shelves. I think they were supposed to have been out a little bit before then, but that was about the time they were hitting store shelves. So it was pretty well timed, all things considered. Now, it's a little weird. That was our special for the first half of this year. And then we get our content for the second half of this year 3 weeks later. And it's all out before May. This season, the calendar did not switch over to May, and the season was done. All 16 11-minute episodes out there. Complete season. We have it. So... And we also have the legacy shorts that are airing on the Lego YouTube channel on Fridays now, and there's only like 5 of those. So by the end of May, we're going to have all of those. So before we're even 6 months into the year, all the Ninjago visual content, I'm going to stress visual content, that we are to have been expecting for the year is going to be out there. What the heck? That is just such poor scheduling management, and I know it's not the fault of Lego. They complete the episodes and then they send them to the distributors. So, but it's been like this for years. It hasn't been this bad before, but we've had problems like this for years, since like 2015, since Tournament of Elements. I have not watched Ninjago on TV since Rebooted. That was the last time I actually watched Ninjago on TV because that was really the last time Cartoon Network in the US really ever gave a rip. Then after that, I think I lost access. I think that was about the time that we ditched our TV provider, so I lost access to Cartoon Network that way. So I didn't really. So and I was all I've told the story before, but I'm not really sure Ninjago is worth keeping up with anymore. So I'll be fine pirating, watching the pirated rips on YouTube. And then Tournament of Elements turned out to be fantastic, and then it's had its ups and downs from there that I've talked about before. So we've been, it's been 6 years. Ninjago, we've been getting Ninjago content, and most people are probably watching it on YouTube through these pirated rips on YouTube for like 6 years. That's how probably most people, I have to imagine, that actually actively care about the theme and talk about it online like we do. That's probably where most people watch Ninjago now. It's a YouTube show rather than a TV show, and it's so and that Lego has to be aware of this, right? I know for a fact that Tommy Andreasen and Braggy Shoot and the Hegman brothers, I know that they're, anyone that has currently or has in the past worked on Ninjago in the terms of the TV production side of it, I know for a fact that they have to be aware of this. And because they're aware of it, you'd have to think that they tell the Lego higher-ups, like the big producers that give them their check every quarter or whatever. It's like, all right, here's your money to make your sets in your TV show or everything. You have to imagine that they say to them, hey, these TV providers keep screwing us over. Can we get a new contract with some other provider that is maybe going to be a little more reliable or something like that? Put it on Netflix. Make it. I mean, several years ago, that Lego was all buddy with Netflix. Bionicle: The Journey to One was awful, but you get not besides the point. Lego Elves, they had several exclusive. They had several exclusive shows on Netflix that were Netflix original series. Why can they not do the same with Ninjago? Cartoon Network has not cared for Ninjago since, honestly, the end of season 2. Honestly, because rebooted is a weird gray area. I know with how it was produced and all that, so I get that. But they didn't really care about airing Tournament of Elements or Possession or Skybound. Again, I watched those all on YouTube 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And never even saw it. Never even was like. You look online. It's like when did these things actually air? And it's like it's late compared to when the sets were out. And then things looked like that they were maybe getting better when we started this Wild Brain era. And season 11 was airing because Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, the fire chapter, it actually kind of aired in a relatively good time frame, and it's like it's like it was like 2 episodes a week for a couple weeks, for however long it took us to get those 16 episodes, something along the lines of that. And it was like, okay, this is good. This is a consistent schedule. It seems like they're advertising it. This is good. I like this. And then the Ice chapter, just until like the very, very last minute in like late December. Which, okay, holding it for more of a winter release, I get that because it's the Ice chapter, makes some sort of sense. But I mean, they held it for so freaking long, and again, it aired like in Malaysia or Australia or something long before it aired in the U.S., and so everyone watched it there first, and then Prime Empire. I mean, it was like April of last year before Prime Empire finally aired in the U.S. when it had aired 2 months before that everywhere else. Because I remember when season 13 was done, I made a. Well, hold on, no. It was later than that because I made a video on both season 12 and 13 in like June of last year, and had just then brought up that Prime Empire was finally airing in the United States like 6 months late. So yeah, no. It wasn't even. It was like June when Prime Empire finally aired on CNUS. So what the heck is? I mean, can we please just get it moved to? I mean, there's in the season 11, Sons of Garmadon, Hunted, March of the Oni, season 11, the argument at the time was that no, you need to try to, you can watch the episodes online first so you don't get spoiled, but then when the actual episodes show up on TV, you need to watch them there, so the rating, so you can show that the ratings matter and blah 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 and all this stuff. And that was kind of the argument at the time, and I understood it, but I don't think anyone actually has that opinion anymore because it's just gotten totally bonkers, off the rails, that no one at these TV networks actually care about the show, and they're just airing it out of contractual obligations. Because another thing that gutted me, it was a 1-2 gut punch, is that you have Mia's funeral, she's swimming off with the whales, episode ends, and then it says, "In loving memory of Kirby Morrow." Okay, thanks, creative team. Way to just sock me in the gut with that emotional, double gut punch. Ugh. And so, but that, I'm pretty certain that "In loving memory of Kirby Morrow's" screen is from the screenshot that Tommy shared back in like February of them saying we're putting the final audio touches on the 2021 episodes, and then they're going to be content complete for 2021. And the picture he shared of him in the editing bay was of the "In loving memory of Kirby Morrow," so that way there weren't any actual visual spoilers. Because if he showed a picture of like Kalmar or the ninja, it's like, here's what their suits look like for this. It would have been stuff like that. So he didn't do that, which was smart. So he just he shared that screen to show, yes, there's going to be a tribute to Kirby, which is great. So I'm pretty sure that that since that show, so we're wrapping this up, and I'm pretty sure that he was sharing that screenshot from the last episode of Seabound, and he shared that tweet in like February of this year. So they get those episodes wrapped up in February, get them sent off to the distributors, and then Teletoon, which I think I've been told that it's like a sister station of Cartoon Network. They're owned by the same people. It's just, one's in Canada, one's in the US or whatever. Teletoon, like Cartoon Network US, cares so little for NinjaGo that they're told, okay, these are the episodes for NinjaGo that belong to the second half of this year, like June or later. And in April, they're like, here's all of them. Here's the entire season out and released before the set pictures are even out. The season ended the day later, the exact day after the season ends, then we get the official set photos. Some of them which we hadn't even seen before, because there was one or two that leaked, and that had the confidentiality markings, and they were all blurry and stuff. So we hadn't seen all of them before, and then all of them get the official, here's what the sets look like, official announcement from Lego. The day after the season is over. That is such poor management of this TV show. What the heck? I mean, I'm not trying to be. I'm not upset at the creators, at Tommy or Braggy or anyone that writes or animates or voice acts on this show. This is not their fault. I'm going to stress that just so you know who my anger is directed towards. This is not their fault. They do not distribute the show, they only make it, and they do such a good job making this show. This season, like I said, this is a top 3 season that they just made. And the fact, it is such good television. This is not just good children's television. This is good television, period. Oh, I'm getting emotional over just talking about it. And this, I'm not even talking about the sad thing, just how upset I am about how mismanaged the distribution of this TV show is. It's good television, period. Is it perfect? No, but it is good, solid television. And the fact that anyone can watch this is a TVY7 TV show that families can enjoy, kids, parents alike. It is kid friendly enough that kids can enjoy it, but their parents and older people. I'm 23 years old. I've never been a kid while I've been a fan of NinjaGo. NinjaGo started and I was a teenager. I am not target demographic for this show, but I see the merits in the writing and the storytelling and the characters of this show, and the fact that it is and the fact that it is just thrown out randomly, willy-nilly, because these networks do not care about the show, makes me so upset. I mean, why do they not care? Just because it's not their thing? Just because it's like, okay, we have this contract with Lego that, we're contractually obligated to show this show. So Cartoon Network US shuffles their feet and is like, yeah, we're too busy trying to show you Teen Titans Go. Cartoon Network US cares so little about their own actual IP that he's like, I'm not a fan of Steven Universe. I've never seen Steven Universe, but I've seen what's gone on with that TV show. Is that it's like, okay, here's the third season of Steven Universe. We're gonna show it all in like a week and a half. In these content bombs, dropping a whole bunch of stuff at once because we want to get back to showing Teen Titans Go reruns. So maybe I should not be surprised about this because Cartoon Network seems to care so little about their own stuff that about their own stuff of quality that they just bury it and throw it out as fast as possible. So with NinjaGo, Cartoon Network US shuffles their feet to where it always airs late. Teletoon seems to be the exact opposite, where it airs super, super stupidly early. I just cannot fathom. I mean that has to be it. That it's not their thing, so they don't care. They uphold their contractual obligation and they show it at some point So therefore they can go, yay, we did the thing, we aired it, are you happy now, Lego? And it's like, when do these contracts go up? Did they sign like a 20-year contract or something? Because that has to be the only thing that is keeping Lego, or Lego corporate doesn't care. That could be another thing. I've never gotten, as much as I've been upset at, talking about Rebooted or Hands of Time or any of the Ninjago content that I've not really enjoyed, and talking, it's like wrong place, wrong time about how stupid some of those stories are. I've never actually been this legitimately mad. I am legitimately mad at how poorly this show is treated. Obviously, we can debate, it's like, oh, this season's good, this season's not good, blah, 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 that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, we all love this show. There may be parts of it we don't like, maybe things we complain about, but I think at the end of the day, if you're watching this, you love the show. So we want to see it succeed. That's, I think, why some people get upset when they don't think a season is up to snuff. Because, because the show has been better, it's proven that it's been better, so we're disappointed that it dropped the ball. Like some people were angry at the island for not being great. I wasn't necessarily upset with the island, because it's like, well, obviously, as the creators said, they could only do with the tools they were given, and that's why it was a 4-episode kind of mini arc that was just kind of whatever. And I'm like, well, they did the best of what they could, so I'm not really gonna get all incensed about this, like, say Rebooted, which is just awful, or Hands of Time, which is just, it's like, what happened here. And obviously obviously they were growing pains with season 11, which I didn't. It's not even the show's fault that I'm getting mad. Again, I'm not mad at the show. I'm mad at these stupid distributors. And to make all this worse is that it seems like that it's becoming a little bit more commonplace. It's like I said, Cartoon Network doesn't even seem to care about their own stuff, just so they can keep showing Teen Titans Go reruns in the U.S., and they all of a sudden just, it's like, all right, here's the entire 3rd season of Steven Universe or whatever. But even Disney's doing this now, because as I am recording this, there is a huge hullabaloo going on about Amphibia, which is a show that I like Amphibia fine. I've watched the 1st season on Disney Plus. I watched a couple episodes of season 2. I'm like, I'll just wait for season 2 to drop on Disney Plus. It's fine. I like it enough. It's not a high priority show for me. But they were about to have their 2nd season finale, which is a big deal. Any show having a 2nd season finale is a big deal, because it's a season finale. So they're about to have it, and then Disney says yoink and says it's and they remove it from the schedule for quote unquote scheduling reasons, which then everyone behind the scenes that's not the corporate Disney people, like the creators, the creator has said it was not removed for scheduling reasons. We don't know why they removed it. But then the episode was still released on time on iTunes for purchase, and so now there's a whole bunch of leaks. So this is even happening with Disney shows. For Pete's sake, so this happening to Ninjago, and then something similar happening to Amphibia, it's just becoming more and more commonplace. The shifting of the tides and how streaming has been taking over, I've been very interested in watching, and the landscape, how the landscape has been changing, and how everyone's been going to streaming, because it's clear these networks are dying rapidly. I think Disney XD, which is sort of kind of the sister channel to Disney Channel proper, I think Disney XD has 18 months tops before it's closed down, because there's to my knowledge, there are no actual new shows airing on Disney XD. It's reruns. Because there were new shows airing there. Big Hero 6, the series, DuckTales, that stuff was airing there, but both those shows ended recently. And they were moved there to Disney XD to essentially die off. And I think part of that is because I think somewhat behind the scenes, they are doing a shift in production, is that they're trying to get stuff to come out on Disney Plus now, as opposed to airing it on TV, which is smart, but the stuff that is still airing, they don't care about anymore. There's a new show that will be coming out later this October, The Ghost of Molly McGee. I'm very interested in watching that, because it's from Bill Roth and Bob Motz. It's those two guys they worked on a lot of stuff, but for me particularly, they worked on Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures. Fantastic show. So if you want a Lego show to watch, and you're a Star Wars fan as well, and you haven't seen Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures, it's all on Disney Plus. Go watch it. Fantastic show. I actually did a video a while back, comparing all the different Lego shows, which is the best Lego TV show. I think it's better than Ninjago, and Ninjago is really great a lot of the time. So that tells you how highly I think of Freemaker Adventures. It's fantastic. So, I mean, so I saw that they were creating this new show. So I'm like, okay, I want to watch this. But now I'm worried for this show because it's like, is the entire thing going to come out in a week and a half? And then they're not going to, it's like, Owl House is in a similar situation now. It's like, what's going on with season 2? We have heard like nothing about it. The creators have been saying, well, we're working, but there's kind of maybe this air where every 6 months, here's the new season to tie into the new wave of sets. And, it probably would be a content bomb where they just drop the entire season at once, but that's how Netflix has always worked. So it is a little more, it works a little bit better in that instance. Or maybe or maybe they do some sort of contract stipulations like, no, with Ninjago, mimic the Disney Plus model where we do a new episode every week. So, I don't really have too much more to say, just because I'm angry. I don't like to be angry over much, but it's just a fantastic Seabound, fantastic season released under awful conditions that just infuriates me. Because I think I need to be done, especially since while I've been recording this, my computer's been acting weird. So I don't know. There may be like a couple gaps here and there where it just didn't record. I hope not. I hope it recorded everything. I think it recorded everything, but I don't know. But like I said, my computer's been acting weird. So, and I've been going longer than I probably needed to, but that's why I spent so little time on the actual season, because it's like it's great. How many ways can I say it's great? Now let's talk about kind of the elephant in the room. So, which has been this nonsense. So yeah. So yeah, I need to be done. Just a quick update on my other Ninjago stuff. As you have probably seen that I haven't uploaded Ninjago stuff recently. There's a reason for that. The reason I have not uploaded Ninjago stuff recently is because I'm working on Ninjago stuff. I've gotten more stuff for Dark Island, so I've been working on editing the Dark Island, which is why I haven't made a part 2 to the character relationships. After Seabound, after all the stuff that's come out this year, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. In a part 2 to that relationship video, or part 3 or whatever, and so that's why I haven't made a part 2 to that. That's why I haven't made any videos on some of those other ideas I had. So those will come eventually, but I'm prioritizing Dark Island right now, so that's why it's been a little. But I mean, there was March, but back in March, it's like I've uploaded at least one Ninjago video a week. So you do get it done. Maybe I want to hold it because we have no Ninjago content for the whole second half of the year, except for those like Young Woo and Garmadon books that are coming out, and that's like it. So I don't know. Maybe even if I do get Dark Island done here pretty quick, maybe I hold that all 3 of those for like September or October or something like that, just so there's some Ninjago content for later on in the year. Oh boy. So yeah, great season. Unfortunately released under really bad circumstances, which I've talked about now. So I will let you guys go. I hope you really enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. So yeah, that'll be it for this. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.